Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to an exciting day for RMUS and RMUS Canada and DJI and DJI Academy. So thanks everybody for joining us on this, what is a decent afternoon here in Toronto, and I hope it's good for you right across Canada as well. I am Kevin Toderel. I am the General Manager of RMUS Canada. And as always, I'm supported by my main man in the booth, Jace. And we've got an exciting team of partners that we're going to be introducing you throughout the course of today. So our purpose of joining today is to officially launch the partnership between RMUS and DJI Academy. So this is a really, really exciting project that we've been working on since, I think, pre-COVID. It was supposed to launch last year. A lot of moving parts and a lot of things were pushed back, but we're very excited that things are starting to open up in most places, and so we're able to move forward with the project. So it is the first of its kind in Canada, and it brings together two really old partners. So RMUS, as most of you know, is one of the first and still largest DJI enterprise partners down south. And then in Canada, well, we first became RMUS in the end of 2019, which came from the UAV division of Gap Wireless. Now, that's where I came from. And we were the first and largest DJI enterprise partner in Canada. So between the two of us, we're old. And so we've been working with DJI as their main partner. So it's pretty natural that they would choose RMUS Canada to launch this awesome opportunity with. So today we're going to tell you a little bit about what that program is, what it's going to do, how much it is, all the good stuff, and most importantly, we're going to introduce the new RMUS Edu Network and our stellar lineup of all-star partners. So Jace, if you want to just cue up the PowerPoint, we'll go through a couple of slides and give you a little bit more details. Okay, so Jace, can you just advance that one for us? All right, so let's talk a little bit about DJI Academy. So DJI Academy itself is not a new business. It was actually founded in 2014 as UTC, Unmanned Training Center in China, and so they put through over 80,000 trainees worldwide in Europe and Asia. So this is a pretty significant business in China that's been around for a while. Now, the programs were initially designed with a little bit different perspective in mind. So one of the things is these programs in China were 2 weeks long, which obviously is not really going to work for us in North America. But one of the important things to understand about the program was really it was designed to support a very high level of professionalism in the profession. And so our goal from this is to continue to do that and to continue to be able to develop the industry. And we'll talk a little bit about that with how we set it up. But basically, we've worked with DJI now for about 24 months to take the content that they've developed and make it customized, I guess, is the best way for the North American and particularly the Canadian audience. So very exciting to be able to do that. So Jace, if you want to just advance the slide for me. So part of this program is the RMUS Edu Network. So what we're going to talk about is how we're going to be delivering this to the marketplace. So one of the things we look at on the professional development is we're fortunate in Canada to actually have a pretty well-developed ecosystem for training, licensing, and the professionalism, I guess, of RPAS. part of what we want to do is to support that to a level that it's even closer to what we're seeing in manned aviation. And so we've looked at bringing together partners that are experts in not only the delivery of training in the classroom and licensing, but also operational training, and that are also deeply involved with Transport Canada in the background to really look at providing a professional and comprehensive approach, not just to training, but really to certification. So if you think about it in aviation, you have requirements for keeping up to date, you have requirements for maintaining a recognized standard of certification. And what we at RMUS and indeed our network are looking at is how can we support the development of that across Canada in terms of our past, not only for our own network, but in the industry in general. So what we'll be offering with our network is we'll be able to deliver the DJI Academy programs Canada-wide in both English and French. We'll provide a professional and comprehensive certification approach. We'll offer pilot tracking for fleets and RPAS coordinators to manage. We'll be professional and public safety focused. So DJI Academy is not designed for consumer use. This is a professional program. And in order to be delivered, you have to be certified by DJI as trainers. And so we've gone about the certification process and have certified the trainers at all our partner organizations. So part of the launch will be driven by this group of our EDU network. So Jace, if you would advance the slide. So let me introduce quickly, and then I'll let them introduce themselves, the EDU network in Canada. So with our launch, we're focusing on 5 major centers, 5 partners across country. As a total in those 5s, we have a total of 15 certified DJI Academy instructors. Those are the only certified instructors in Canada. And we expect to see programs starting July of 2021. And our partners are Altx Academy, Drone Academy Canada, Copter Image, Inflight Data Robotics, and Element 3 Robotics. So essentially, when we were looking for these partners, we were looking for people that were among the best in Canada at what they do. So all of these individuals are involved not only with TC, in some cases the FAA, in continuing to drive the professionalism of the industry. All of them have extensive backgrounds with in-person training for not only, as I say, Transport Canada licensing, but operations training. Many of them are actively involved in the development of curriculum and standards for BVLOS, which we'll all be dealing with. So really, we feel like we've put together the dream team of partners. And ultimately, they will be the ones doing the training and rolling this out in conjunction with RMUS. So at that point, or at this point, I guess would be better, I'd like to pause a little bit and allow our partners to quickly introduce themselves. So I'd like to start with the legendary Jean-Guy Houlet from Copter Image. So Jace, if you would make that happen, please.
Hi, my name is Jean-Guy Houlet. So I'm the owner of Copter Image, and we are very proud since 10 years now that our training center exists. And now in that, we are now very proud to be part of the DJI Academy. So as you can see behind me, we have the field where we train the people, and we also offer other type of training like advanced pilot and also the practical training. So actually, we know that it's very good partnership that we have done with all the other training centers across the Canada. So now for my French the French customer. So si vous voulez avoir un cours en français au niveau DJI, au niveau ou à travers le Canada, nous serons très heureux de vous offrir ce service-là. Nous offrons aussi d'autres services. Comme vous pouvez voir derrière moi, nous avons notre champ de pratique qui est disponible très près de Belleuil et à Laval et à Montréal aussi. Alors, nous couvrons aussi toute la région du Québec au complet. Nous donnons maintenant des cours en ligne. So thank you very much to all guys. And again, we have some facilities in Montreal, Laval, Quebec, and we can go around. We give also the training in virtual and online course. Thank you very much, guys.
So Jean-Guy, before you go, let me ask you a question. You look like you're pretty busy. What are you up to today? Who are you training?
Actually, we're training the Coast Guard. So we have a specific Coast Guard groups for our training. So they are at our facility right now, and we hope they enjoy that.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. I'm sure they will, Jean-Guy, and that's why we're very excited to have you both English en français as well as part of that for Quebec and Eastern Canada. So awesome to have you on board. So thanks very much. So I think now let's hand it over to Altx Academy, please.
Thanks, Jace. I guess we'll start from my video here. Hi, everyone. It's Ife here from Altx Academy, broadcasting from Markham, just north of Toronto here. And now I'd like to just turn to our PowerPoint presentation, then we'll come back to myself. Jace, let me know when the PowerPoint is up.
Yep, give me 2 seconds. Let me get that queued up. Should be good.
Thank you, Jace. So prior to starting in drones, actually my main team, Alex and I, started in film production just over 15 years ago. And next slide, please. We were very specialized in various camera platforms, including the traditional aerial filming with helicopters. So when drones came out in 2011, that's when the film industry switched to the digital age. So instead of the traditional analog film cameras, now we're able to capture professional image with digital cameras that only weighs anywhere between 4 to 6 kilograms. So we thought it was a great time to adopt drone technologies. We actually started with building heavy lift drones specifically for film production. Next slide, please. We were one of the first teams to build the drone department in Canada's film union, and very specialized in working on high-end film production projects, including downtown Toronto, working with highway closures, and specialty sets, even with explosions. Next slide, please. In 2015 was when Humber College came to us, and they really wanted to take our experience and skills to build drone training courses. It was very interesting to see our skills transform and help the others to adopt drone technologies. Next slide, please. Our program trained over 500 students in 2 years' time. And now the program is also offered at other college facilities, including Seneca College, Centennial, and Fleming College as well. Next slide, please. Really, our training department was led by our students. Initially, the program was designed for film professionals, but actually, to our surprise, most of the students came in were not from film industry. We had a lot of municipalities, first responders, parks, and various larger organizations coming in, interested to adopt technologies and see what they can actually do with drones. So over the years, after training, a lot of the students came back and turned into consulting clients because they really developed with the industry. So as we saw, kind of home-built drones evolve more into the large manufacturing scale units and also the enterprise units available today. More clients are interested in more of the mature drone system platforms, so it can really help them to deliver the overall workflow. Next slide, please. So with the different students and clients coming from the different sectors, our team really grow and build our consulting, training, and R&D department. So not only we help to train students, but more importantly, now we have more than 10 subject experts teaching the various fields. And after training, working with the clients to really implement drone technologies and ultimately delivering results. Back to the video, please. So Altx is very excited to join the RMUS Edu Network and launch the DJI program here in Canada. I know a lot of our clients are interested in very structured equipment training. So I believe this is the first step to really have more structured equipment training that's certified by the manufacturer and providing with students with a level of confidence to run their operations efficiently and safely after the training program. Thanks, everyone. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you very much. So Yifei, I got a couple of questions for you. So I think I want to highlight, obviously you came from a film background as many people in the industry did. And yet, you seem to, as you mentioned, have a lot of industrial clients now. So how do you think your film background, how does that help people that are doing, say, industrial inspections or public safety? How does that help you to help them become more effective UAV operators?
So I guess it really comes down to, we like to say we are experts in managing the unknown because we always led kind of the next step of the industry development. So back when it was filming, we were the first ones to build drones, and we kept modifying the platform, try coaxial design, try to stabilize the platform as much as we can, and working with Transport Canada on SFOC and specialized projects permits at the time. So when we moved into the industrial applications, I believe our value is really understanding to expect the unexpected. When you're used to working on 100% film sets with very eccentric film directors and not knowing what the next step would be, the expertise is really about looking at what the technology can do for the different industry parties and looking at their operating environment, understanding what they could encounter, and ultimately managing that uncertainty.
Fantastic. All right. Sounds great. Thanks, Yifei. So let's move on and introduce the Element 3 team, Andy Olson.
Thanks, Kevin. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for including us in this. So Element 3 Robotics, all of our operators come from the emergency services. Our background is in areas like SWAT, bomb response, hazmat, chem bio response, collision reconstruction, those sort of areas. And right now we provide training and consultation to the emergency services in the aerial systems as well as the ground and water-based systems. So we're interested in the UTC program for a number of reasons. One, as everybody's aware, as these systems become more complex, as their capabilities grow, the licensing requirements for those has to follow suit as well. So as Kevin mentioned, when we get into areas like BVLOS and some of those specialized licensing requirements, to have a program that's supported by the manufacturer, we think is going to be very important for the government regulators, and will be recognized for those people that want to expand their capabilities and licenses. So we're very excited to be part of the UTC program. Thank you.
So Andy, let me ask you a good question. So obviously you guys are specialists in operational and flight types of training. So tell us how you see these partially classroom and certification type programs as supplementing flight training and operational training.
Well, I think the key to any successful response, whether you're in emergency services or anywhere, is to have sort of obviously the learning background, and then to be able to directly apply that. And the better the training program, the better you're able to respond and deal with a lot of times unexpected situations too. So that's part of what we see as this program, is to be able to add a whole new dimension to that operational capability.
So if there are new departments that are watching this today and are interested in things like that, maybe just a little bit more of a general experience from your own experiences with departments starting programs. What do you think are some of the most important operational challenges, at least initially, that can be overcome and to help set up a successful program?
Well, I think there are a lot of training providers out there. Some are good, some not so good. And I think to be able to have any kind of credibility attached to your program is a tremendous value. People are going to spend a lot of money on systems, even more on training. So you want to make sure that the training program you get, both the initial and the ongoing training program after that, are going to be worth what you pay for them. So to have that kind of credibility is important. And obviously to have a stamp of the largest drone manufacturer in the world on that program is also going to be important.
Makes sense. So let's move a little bit further west. So let's just show the slides from Chris at Inflight Data. So Chris and his team are out in the field remotely today without access. So you will have to have me introduce Chris, which is too bad because he is certainly taller and more handsome than I am, and probably more eloquent as well. But anyway, let me introduce the Alberta team from Inflight Data Robotics. So basically, Chris's team will be focused on Alberta. So their main location is just south of Calgary, but they'll be covering Alberta and the Western Prairies. And so Chris comes from a pretty extensive UAS background. He's been involved in this for a long time. He's intimately involved, and his crew, with the BVLOS regulations and testing, as well as the program development. Jace, if you want to advance that one. So you can advance that one more, actually, Jace. Sorry, Jace, just advance that again. Perfect. So Chris has got a great facility just near the Okotoks Airport. So full professional classroom setup as our trainers do, as well as a very large flight field. And so you'll be able to safely do all parts of the course with Chris at the facility. There's a good shot of the overhead, so clearance to fly is no problem. Lots of clear airspace. A really good flight zone, much like Jean-Guy and Yifei's areas as well. If you want to advance again, perfect. So about 2,000 square feet, so good size groups. We will be keeping these groups to somewhere around the 4 to 6 maximum per student per instructor kind of group. So so that should give you an idea. I'll talk a little bit more of that. So really ideal for students in the program. So 15 minutes south of Calgary. Lots of big city amenities if you're going to be traveling in to do the training. Okay, so as I said, Chris and his team will be covering Alberta, all of Alberta and the Western Prairies. So as you might imagine, Chris hailing from there, deep expertise in the oil and gas sector, as well as public safety and some infrastructure inspection. So that'll be a big focus of Chris and Chris's group there. So Inflight Data Robotics. And so our final partner who will be looking after the fine province of my birth, British Columbia, and that will be Drone Academy Canada. And so I'd like to pass it along to Grant for pinch hitting for Paul today. So go ahead, Grant.
Thank you, Kevin. Drone Academy Canada is a self-declared remote piloted air system, or RPAWS flight school, founded by both myself of Caswell Aviation and Paul Bauer of RPAWS Consulting Group. We provide visual line of sight VLOS drone training online and in person across Canada, as well as with the U.S. We assist U.S. organizations looking to operate RPAWS within Canada as well. We are a certified DJI training provider in BC, as you already know, and DJI enterprise level repair dealer with RMUS in Alberta. As far as a background is concerned, my Aussie friend Paul, whom I'm speaking for today, he's worked with drones in US companies over the past 5 to 7 years, primarily with Skyward and Verizon. My background, I'm about 20 plus years in the aviation industry, initially starting in the cockpit as a pilot, but later predominantly in operations, control, and training capacities with airlines such as WestJet, Air Canada, Canadian North, and Jazz Aviation LP. The last 6 years with Caswell Aviation, I've been offering drone services as well as consulting. When we partnered, all of these skill sets have been very transferable to the drone environment where command and control is paramount. And in terms of training, we can definitely bring something to the table. We are currently in the process of working through requirements to define and obtain a short-range BVLOS, or Beyond Visual Line of Sight, Special Flight Operations Certificate with Transport Canada. And our aim is to provide BVLOS assistance services to our customers, primarily businesses that are looking for BVLOS requirements across Canada by September 2021. Thank you.
Thanks, Grant. It's exciting. You got to work on your accent a little bit if you're going to speak for Paul, I think. So, so what do you think, you guys in the fine western area of Canada, what are you most excited about in terms of launching this program out there?
Well, I would say that the ability, from our understanding when we were talking to Transport Canada, they're aligning of the manned aviation with the unmanned aviation, and offering the BVLOS to clients, basically, or to organizations, will definitely expand the capability of organizations, I guess, the operations, you could say. VLOS, there is obviously limitations. BVLOS is the golden egg that everybody wants, and so we're excited about the opportunities that that's going to provide.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Grant. So Jason, let's move to the slides and let's talk about the program. What exactly is it? What is it? What are we doing? Everything like that. So let's move into there.
Say that again.
Can we have the slides back, Jace? Just come in there. We'll talk about overall pilot education process.
Which slide specifically are you talking about here? Just making sure.
You don't have any more slides?
I haven't received any, no.
Okay. All right. We will do this without slides. Fantastic. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the overall pilot education process then. I think that's important to understand how this all fits into this. So, so with the program itself, I'll talk about a little bit more specifics, but this is a program that's not designed as a standalone. It is not a licensing program from a TC perspective. So what you should be looking at before you come to the program, there we go, is first of all looking at having some of your basic licensing and or ground school. And so that'll give you your first level to step. Once you do that, then you come into the DJI Academy program, and the launch of the program is what we call the UAS Level 1 program. And so that's what we'll be going. Actually, just go back one slide to the original one, Jace.
Just a moment.
All right. Okay, so step one, basic licensing. Step two, DJI Academy program. Step three, then you're going to move on to advanced licensing, ground school, ROC A. Step four, potentially, is aircraft certification. Step five, operational and tactical training, and then your flight review. And so I want to be clear on a couple of things. We see the DJI Academy as being part of the overall training process, which includes licensing. So you'll note that each one of our partners is experienced and licensed to do basic and advanced ground school and get you ready for all your flight certification. And they're all also flight reviewers. And so that was chosen very carefully. The second part of that is, if you look at the second one, operational and tactical flight training. So operational and tactical flight training, every single one of our partners is experienced with deep experience and able to actually do this with the aircraft that you're going to be flying, as well as the DJI aircraft. So we see the whole process involving classroom, involving licensing, involving certification, and operational flight training. So this is what I talked about before with this holistic approach that we're taking to the overall professionalization. So really what we're trying to do is to support the development of professionalizing the industry through the development of professionalizing the pilots. So that's the education process. So now, Jace, let's go to the actual slide of the Level 1 SUAS program. So what is the program? Program pricing is going to come in at $12.99 per person. Again, those will be small groups, 4 participants per instructor maximum. And it's a 2-day based program. And what that program includes is you will have an online exam as well as flight tests, and you will have online in-person content. So you'll have some online pre-work content that you will do on the portal, which you'll have access to. And as you saw from the training centers, there will actually be in person. So the base program will be 2 days. Now, what you will get once you complete and successfully pass the exam and the flight exam, which again is different than any TC-based exams, is you'll receive 2 things directly from DJI. One, you will receive the wallet card, and secondly, you will receive an official DJI certification stating that you have, in fact, completed the program. Now, in addition to that, all our partners will be offering their own bundles where you will have the option to extend the program or to break it up over a certain number of sessions and days. And they will offer their own modules, which will include, obviously, the TC licensing programs, ROC A license, as well as specific aircraft and flight training. And they will also have the ability to do the online aircraft certifications through the RMUS portal, which Jace will talk about. So a little bit more detail on some of the optional program is ground school, basic and advanced that we talked about, flight training, advanced operational training, advanced equipment training, so thermal survey. I know that some of our partners are currently working on some advanced thermal training for certain types of operators, in addition to flight reviews. So all of those will be offered and set by each of our 5 individual partners. All right. So that is the program itself. So as part of this, available through RMUS and our Edu Network, is the RMUS Aircraft Certification Portal. So this is a 100% online video-based training portal that is focused on enterprise aircraft and sensors. So for the smaller aircraft, the focus will be specifically on the aircraft. And for the larger aircraft, there will also be secondary sessions on the enterprise sensors. So in the case of DJI, this will be the H20, the H20T, the P1, and the L1. So each of the DJI enterprise aircraft will have the option to be offered. And again, this is designed as a specific aircraft certification, and it is designed to be offered in conjunction with your licensing program or as a standalone if you already have all your licensing, but get a new piece of equipment that you want to learn on. So this is focused not on operations, but specifically on how to operate the equipment, everything from setup to menus and all that good stuff. So it's very, very handy if you are going to get specific aircraft training. It's great to go through and make your training more efficient because it'll give you the knowledge ahead of time of how to actually operate the equipment. So again, we supplement and prepare, but it is not a replacement for the programs. And so this is all manufacturer approved and certified and available to you through the RMUS Edu Network as well. So just to close out the presentation today, I'm just going to have Jace walk you through a little bit of that portal, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like.
Sure. Thanks, Kev. You don't get to see my smiling face today because I'm running the live stream from this backside. And my mouse clicks might be a little bit sloppy because I've got really this kind of circular system going on here. But just as an introduction to our online training center, really what we've done is try to create a method of delivery of training that works in an on-demand fashion, but also is self-paced and very easy to understand. So in addition to things that are very hardware specific, we're also getting into operational and I would say kind of best practice SOPs and just general UAS knowledge when it comes to operating a UAS, assembling your crew, what are drone crew responsibilities, all of that type of knowledge. So being able to really transfer that knowledge from our brains to you in a way that makes sense. So getting into specific, I mean, all of our trainings, when you buy one of our trainings, you don't just buy on the online training center, you don't buy one course, you get a package of courses. So you get this intro to UAS operations, which is our most simple and basic package, introduction to commercial UASs, part 107 concepts, which is very specific to the United States, but also our drone crew responsibilities. And building on that, we've got introduction to our next jump. You get everything from the previous package, but then jumping into basic camera settings basics, an introduction to aerial mapping, so principles and how to apply those in the field. And then going beyond that, getting into very ship specific, we have our M300 on-demand training that's available. Again, self-paced, and that actually includes everything from these previous packages as well. So you don't only get the M300 specific trainings, you also get all of the other things on top of that as well. So it's a lot of content. It's hours and hours and hours. It's a fantastic value for what you get. And then again, also getting into very payload specific training, our H20T training, our P1 training. So getting into hardware specific, we have a massive amount of information available to you that's in an easy to digest method. It's easy to keep track of. We also have the option of creating managers so that you can manage people underneath you to make sure they've completed their training. It's really what we feel has become a very effective platform for transferring knowledge to our customers.
Thank you, Jace. That was great. And so it's an important aspect to be able to supplement some of the overall programs. So I'm not sure, Jace, is there any questions in the Q&A of anything that we should go over in more detail that maybe we missed out on?
Not that I can see. We just did that good of a job.
I guess we're batting 1,000. So in terms of what are the next steps? So our academies, our partners will be all sending out individual notes for the initial sessions, which will be starting across Canada in July. Starting dates will vary by partner location. They will send you the bundle pricing options and also the registration. So all the registration will take place on the UTC website. So you will have a registration portal, which will double as you'll be able to create an account to get all your online content, get all sorted out, and then you'll be able to take your test on the same portal, all online browser based. And there you go. So if you want to start the registration process, you can go to that link. You'll want to set up in the top right, you'll want to click and set up an account for yourself. And that will take you through the initial registration processes, and you will choose which academy that you wish to attend. And then, as I say, you'll also be contacted directly through our individual partners' mailing lists and various RMUS outbound emails, although we will not, of course, spam you. So great program, right from some of the best training providers across Canada. We're really, really excited about the start of this program, and we see it growing to include more courses, more specific materials, and really helping to continue to develop the industry. So if you are a drone professional or looking to become a drone professional, if you are a public safety or first responder working in a large corporate setting, this will be part of your process to get started to being a certified pilot on the world's largest manufacturer of commercial drone equipment. So we're going to have a send off to all our partners here. Jace. There we go. Ife, any final words?
That didn't sound right, but we're really excited about the program. Look forward to seeing you all on our flight field in King City. Test. Okay, anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so like I said, excited about the program and hope to see you all on our King City flight field.
Thanks, Yifei. All right, Jace, are you going to go to anybody else?
Let's go Brady Bunch.
There we go. All right.
Including our website. Just imagine a bearded guy on the host site right there.
All right. Well, fantastic. So I want to thank everybody. Andy Olson from Element 3 Robotics, Greg Caswell on behalf of Paul Bauer from Drone Academy Canada, Yifei, who got the extra word in as she often does from Altx Academy, and of course our main man in La Belle Provence, Jean-Guy. On behalf of everybody in the RMUS Edu Network, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the classroom.
Thank you very much.